Actually, both of them looked like they had black on, and it's not a good idea to wear black. You know, when you're walking around at night, and goddamn truck must have hit this guy. I just heard somebody screaming, "Oh my god! Oh my god!" And I looked over, and dude was on the streets, and the other dude was yelling and screaming. So I pull over, and I go around because I had to go to the gas station. When I came around, dude was just laying down. Police pulled up and everything. So sending positive vibes his way. Hopefully everything's good. But that is not a place you want to be, man. Be careful when y'all out here crossing these streets in the dark, man. Make sure you got on them bright colors, even them reflectors. You might think they look goofy, but dude, it's better than being hit by a goddamn truck. Because let me tell you something, that truck is gonna win every time. It weighs way more than you do. Another thing, two of those kids be walking across the street and acting like they ain't got to rush because you ain't gonna hit them. Like, dude, that is the worst. That's young kids mostly, but that's like the worst possible mentality because you don't know what kind of drugs the mofo was on when he comes through in that whip. You don't know what kind of whatever he been taking all day. You don't know what kind of day he had. That's not a good idea to play with your life like that. So if you're a youngin and you do shit like that, like walk slow across the street when somebody coming, then get your ass out the damn street and get over there. Have some respect for people's time. Miscellaneous was good. Was good. Good to see you here. What's up, Angela? Greetings from A6 from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, USA Republic. Yes, indeed. Thank you so much. Buying stuff with Bitcoin's gone weird. What happened? Hey, let me tell you something. US dollars almost up out of there, man. We gonna go over that tonight. It's about to be up out of there. Y'all better. Hey, I'm telling y'all need to either be on your gold or silver tip for private transactions. Y'all need to be doing things through your business or your trust or your estate, whatever, however you rolling. You better have your shit together because when this shit roll out, man, all that dollar private transactions to US dollars, that's out the window. That's what we've been talking. We've been talking about this for a while, man. A little over a year and a half. I've been trying to put y'all down, so I hope y'all took my word for that. A lot of guys are getting into the crypto game real heavy. You know, people rocking with the crypto. It's weird because if you look at the gold and silver community and compare it to the crypto community, you'll literally have both sides shit talking each other. Like I'm with the gold and silver community. They like, yo, gold and silver is God's money. This is common law money. This is actual physical money you can put your hands on. It's in the Bible. This is what we're supposed to be using. The crypto is a game. It's gonna take all your cheese. You put your cheese in the crypto, it ain't gonna do nothing, whatever. It might even go down. A lot of crypto shit coins or whatever is gonna take your money. Then you go over to the crypto section, and the crypto guys are like gold and silver stagnant, gold and silver this, gold and silver that. You saw what they did with the gold and silver before. It's not private, which is retarded. It is private. But it's like, yo, it's not you saw what they did with the gold and silver before. You know what I mean? Like, yo, it's just a whole lot of question marks. So the thing about it is, like to me, they're both down talking to each other, but I think they both can be assets though. Like, why do that when you could just have both of them? You know what I mean? Like, hey, you can rock with the Bitcoin or whatever coins you have or crypto you have, or you can rock with the gold and silver both. You don't have to choose. I think that's probably the best way to move forward, just to play both sides of the fence, man. Why have to pick? What's up, Prof? What's good with you? I had a whole bunch of notes I wanted to share with you guys, but mysteriously, a lot of them came up blank in my email. About 5 good ones I had, they came up blank when I was trying to share them. So what usually happens is if I see like a note or something like that on Instagram, not even a note, but if I see like a video on Instagram or something like that, I'll make a note of it and send it to my email. That way I can share the link with you guys when I come in. None of the Instagram links worked. There was 4 Instagram links and there's 2 websites that came up blank. So actually it was more than just 6. But yeah, so yeah. Draw your own conclusions on that one. But hey, look. So the Queen of England has kicked the bucket. She out of here. All right. So a lot of people are theorizing that this is about to be the end of the U.S. dollar itself. The operation, I think it was Agenda 2023, and then there was Agenda 2030. I think it was Agenda 2023 was to get like the cashless society system up and running, which they already have a few running. Let me see if I can find it on Google real quick. But you'd actually already have a few kiosks, palm scanners, the ones we've been talking about, the ones they call us conspiracy theorists over. Not now. Hold up. All right, let me see if I can find this. Where the hell was that at? Was that Walmart? I think it was Walmart. Maybe it wasn't Walmart. Let me see. Amazon. All right, look. This is actually recent. Hold on, what the hell is it? No, this is Amazon. This is a while ago. That's old. We already talked about this. There was one they just put up somewhere. Damn, what the hell was it? Find this bad boy. That's crazy. Yeah, I do. This is one of the ones I had in my email and it came up blank. Yeah, so I guess we can go back to this because we'll cover this again because we've already talked about this one right here. So let me share it for you guys so you can take a look at it. But this is what's about to be rolling out, man. This is what they on. I was actually at a gas station earlier, and the damn asshole over at the Rural Farms and he pissed me off because he's a lazy bastard. So I'm over there at the Rural Farms trying to get gas. So I was coming. As a matter of fact, this is right before the dude got hit. So I'm over there trying to get gas at the Rural Farm. So this I go up to I don't use the self checkout because though none of these corporations pay me to use a self checkout service. Like that's why y'all have cashiers here. So I go in the goddamn line, not even a line. I go up to the register, and dude just sitting there not doing nothing, just sitting there looking. So I go up to the register, and it's all the self service in the middle, and I go over to the far right or the far left is always where they got the ones that you know what I mean, that they you can get service basically. So I'm standing there, and this motherfucker standing there looking at me, and I'm looking at him dead in his face. Just I was staring at this dumbass motherfucker for at least four whole 4 to 5 seconds. The worst goddamn customer service I've seen in my life. And he could have been no more than like 23, 24. Dude's looking at me right in my face like this. He probably was high. Like, I'm like looking at him, and he was like, "Can I help you?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm trying to get gas." He was like, "You can come right over here." I was like, "Nah, I do it right here. This is fine." He was like, "Nah." I was like, "What you mean, nah?" He was like, "Oh, that register is not open." I said, "Well, what about that one over there?" So I pointed at the one on the end on the far left, and when I pointed, I saw it on. Like, don't sit here and try to lie to me and tell me that damn machine's on. They're like, that machine's not on. I was like, so you gonna sit here and tell me that machine is not on when I see it on? He was like, "Oh no, it's not up and running. These work." I was like, "I'm good, son." I just left. Like, dude, I'm not y'all motherfuckers is and the thing about it is this is the type of people that work at these places that these machines in there. This motherfucker was brain dead. First off, it took him 5 whole seconds for me standing right there to figure out I needed help. He just sat there looking at me like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, what I'm saying, I was standing here for 5 fucking seconds. And if you stand there looking at somebody you don't know, you've never seen before, 5 seconds is a long time to just be looking at him in the face, not saying nothing. So dude literally just sitting there looking at me. And I'm like, yo, you know what I mean? Yo, you gonna ring me up or what? You just going you want me to come over here and do your fucking job for you? Why the fuck are you even here then? Like, why are you here? I know you're not a manager because a manager wouldn't act like that. What are you here for then? You know what I mean? You literally just here as a place filler. You know, the machine's doing your goddamn work for you. You want me to come over there and do your work for you so you don't have to work. You're literally a cashier. You're supposed to operate the cashier uh, cash register. That's what you're supposed to do. So the fact that you don't want to do your fucking job, you got a machine to do your job. You are completely fucking. These are the people we got here that's about to be. And this dude couldn't have been older than like 23 years old. But these are the people that are growing up to run this goddamn society. This is the youth. You know what I mean? And I ain't got no problem with no young people, man. Young people is good, yo. But y'all got to take y'all head out y'all ass for the most part. Not all of y'all, but some of them. But y'all got to pull your head out your ass because a lot of y'all be on some shit, bro. Like, what? Like, what are you doing, man? You just gonna stand there? And that's not the first time it happened, but that's the first time a dude literally tried to lie in my fucking face because he didn't want to do any work. He just wanted to stand there and let me do the self checkout. So I took my fucking business across the street to Exxon. And when I went across the street, that's when I saw the dude get hit and all that stuff. So yeah, you gotta love it, man. You gotta love it. Gotta love the U.S. citizens, right? You Jan, what's up, man? Let's get you outside Telegram. Word. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in, man. Yes, sir. Yeah, I actually did a consultation on Telegram too, not too long ago. They have to delete the cashier term and replace it with Yo, listen, bro. Like them dudes, they ain't even cashiers no more. I don't even know what these dudes are there for. Like, I mean, for all intents and purposes, you might as well literally just have a handyman on duty because if these machines break, they're gonna need somebody to somebody to fix them. Because if y'all going to shut down a register, which is clearly not the case, he just lied because he didn't want to do any fucking work. But which is clearly if these bad boys break down and these motherfuckers clearly ain't trying to do no goddamn work, you just need to have a handyman on duty, somebody to fix the machine, somebody to go in and open up, bring tools, a tool bag, fix the machine real quick. And I'm gonna tell you something. The reason why they got them other two machines there is because this technology is just preemptive. They're using this technology and it's not perfect and it could break down. They don't want to lose any Federal Reserve notes or credits or debits or whatever. They don't want to lose any of that shit by the machine shutting down or not working properly or there being a power outage with certain aspects. So they got a situation where they got the cashiers still there, like the cash register is still there. So they want to continue running the commerce and they don't want to lose anything from it. But dude, goddamn, man, killing me. The Pope called for yeah. I was gonna get to that. Fuck it, let's get to it now then. All right, let's get to it. You want to talk about the Pope? Let's talk about the Pope. I got you. All right, so my man wants to talk about the Pope. So let's get to that. That's another thing. That's a whole nother thing. Let's get to that. So look, this is what I wanted to say about this. First, let's cover the article. Pope Francis has ordered all affiliated financial and liquid assets to be transferred to the Vatican by October 1st, 2022. All right, now we are the initiated. All right, so we know what this means truly. So let's read what the article says and let's translate this mofo. All right. Why has Pope Francis ordered all Vatican affiliate entities to transfer all funds and assets to the Vatican Bank? Francis' rescript specifies that all financial and liquid assets held in banks or other IOR must be moved to the Vatican Bank within 30 days of September 1st. The IOR stands for Institute for Works of Religion according to the National Catholic Register. The IOR is not a bank, but rather a financial institution. All right, now if you've been studying your U.S. codes, you know that the bank and the financial institutions are pretty much one and the same. They try to play games with that shit, but financial institution is pretty much almost identical. Though commonly called a bank, the IOR is technically a financial institution with no branches working within the Vatican City State to provide the service to clients, which include Holy See and connected entities, religious orders, clergies, Catholic institutions, Holy See employees. Translation: private trust they use to steal all kinds of shit from people. The IOR is number of clients declined by 472 from 14,991 clients at the end of 2020 to 14,519 in 2021. Nearly half of its clients in 2019 were religious orders. According to this annual report, the financial institutions 19 million net profit in 2021. That's what they're showing. 19 million profit. That's what they're showing. That's the public side. Because I guarantee you, what's on the private side, you'll never fucking see. But the 19 million net profit in 2021 was also down from 44 million in 2020 and 46 million in 2019. So that just basically means they took more on the private side. You know what I'm saying? They got their hands in everything. That is the shackles that are on the planet right now is literally these three things. You got religion, which is in the Vatican, it has its own country, technically its own zip code. You have finance, which is in pretty much Britain, the World Bank. You know what I mean? It's got they all have the what are those things called? The I'm brain dead right now. What are those giant things called? The giant it's like a steeple kind of. What the hell is that damn thing called? Let me go to. I know y'all know what I'm talking about. What is that thing called? It's a monument. I think it's like a monument of some sort. The word escapes me right now, but they all three have that exact thing in it. So the World Bank would be there, and it's got its own zip code again, and it literally has. It's not a part of the country. And then you look in Washington D.C., right? And you look at that same monument, which is the military, right? The military is not technically a part. Excuse me. The DC is not technically a part of. It's not a state, part of the country itself. It's supposed to be separate. So you got all three of these points of control, which all have the same monument, and they all dominate every goddamn thing. This is what I'm telling you. All right, pay very close attention because after we finish this show, y'all need to be getting busy. I'm gonna tell you why. All right, where we leave off at? Where we leave off at? All right, here we go. There are multiple reasons the Vatican could be ordering all funds to be transferred to the IOR. One reason could be the imminent collapse of the international monetary system that has been predicted by economists for many years now. Jim Racker is one of the most respected economists in the world, had this to say recently. Look, I've been studying monetary economics for about 50 years. All of my research has led me to one conclusion. We're going to see the collapse of the international monetary system. When I say that, I specifically mean a collapse in confident paper currencies around the world. It's not just the death of the dollar, the promise of the euro, it's the collapse of the confidence of all paper currencies. Over the past century, monetary systems have changed about 30, 40 years on average. Before 1914, the global monetary system was based on the gold standard. All right, pay attention. Pay attention. Today, the existing monetary system is over 50 years old, so the world is long overdue for a new monetary system. Pay attention. Others believe the Vatican is being forced to hide their financial assets as their involvement in extreme corruption has been getting out to the public. That's very much a possibility. As reported by many independent journalists over the years, although ignored by the mass media, the Vatican has been involved in some of the most horrendous crimes against children possible. We already knew that. According to the past reports, 48 eyewitnesses have verified that the Vatican was paid big bucks regularly to funnel children through their pedophile ring to Satan worshiping businessmen, politicians, and members of the European royal families. A leaked 2,300-page report verified Pope Francis' cover-up of the Vatican pedophile ring. On Friday, 20 Chilean priests went public in their connection. They had the very same pedophile ring while killed in a plane crash right after their meeting with Pope Francis. There you go. These reports are not unique. They have been coming out for years regarding the Vatican. In addition, reports have been leaking out that a formal motion to expel the Holy See and the Vatican from the United Nations will be presented from the UN General Assembly when it is reconvened on September 13th in New York City. According to the ITCCS, a UN delegate recently had this to say: "Our own genocide convention prohibits a self-admitted genocidal actor like the Vatican and its diplomatic arm, the Holy See, from being seated at the assembly. Obviously, Rome is doing preemptive safeguard measure to protect its assets in case anyone tries to put a lien on them for reparations and damages." All right. Did you hear what I just said? I'm gonna write it back for you. Obviously, Rome is doing a preemptive safeguard measure to protect its assets in case anyone tries to put a lien on them for reparations and damages. All right. Pay attention. There's a lot going on here. We will have to wait and see if these leak reports come to fruition. But in the meantime, Pope Francis recently hypocritically stated charity is at the heart of the church and is a reason for its action, the soul of its mission. It's incredibly sad the Vatican does not follow its own public rhetoric. Imagine how much better the world would be if those who uphold the vast power in this world were sincere and enacted their own public messages. All right, so then it gets to their own opinions. All right, so there you have it. Now, pay attention to this. All right, what is? Hold on, let's go back to the top. Affiliated financial and liquid assets. All right, let's go back to the beginning. Let's go all the way back to the beginning. What actually would that be? And I talked to somebody about this in Telegram. What would that be? Would that be things like Federal Reserve notes? Would that be things like, I don't know, birth certificates? Would this be social security cards? You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm going with this? So look, at that, beyond that, if you still have that stuff, you pretty much are in dishonor because that belongs to them. That's where I'm at with it. So anything you have, to me, should be sent back to them. That's in my opinion. Now you can chop it or slice it however you want, but those are not your things. The bottom line is that stuff overall is owned by pretty much the Vatican. We all know it's a giant trust, the United Nations, and all that stuff. Um, You know, Britain pretty much owns the U.S. corporation, and then the Vatican owns Britain, the Britain corporation. The same exact thing. It's like a giant umbrella, and they fall underneath each. So to me, any of those documents you have should be sent back to them ASAP. Registered mail, bruh. Literally, like after you get offline, to me, I would start sending that shit back for real. Because at the end of the day, it don't belong to you. It is theirs, and they're calling for it back. You know what I'm saying? So that makes sense to me. 100%. Where we at here? What up, Thirst? What's up with you? It's called an obelisk. Obelisk. That's what I'm. Yeah, obelisk. Yep. There it is. Yep. Y'all absolutely right. The one in DC came from Alexandria, Egypt. The bottom had to be chopped off because it was too big for transport. Okay. Let the banking system collapse. As long as we keep the principles of freedom, we can build something new. Hey, man, look, man, gold and silver, bro. I'm telling you, bro. The crypto game's cool, man. I think you should grab some of both, honestly. You know, I think you should have both. You can do both. You can do both. Gold and silver, man. That's to me. That's where it's at. Check out the Archaics. He's a chronologist. He believes the precise mathematics. He proves with precise. That's small. I gotta move this screen out of the way. Hold on. There we go. It's much better. I can actually read it now. He proves with precise mathematics how in 2040 the Phoenix will come. 2040. Okay. I think the Antichrist, a lot of people are like, yo, who do you think the Antichrist is? You think it's Obama? You think it's Trump? No, Elon Musk. Easy. Look how Elon Musk has been moving the last 3 years. Look how Elon Musk has been moving the last 3 years, and tell me that he's not somebody everybody agree with. Like, yo, you can't ban freedom of speech, such and such. Like, dude, what? You try to be everybody's friend. Okay, got you. Elon Musk, easy. All their documents avoidable. Hey, like I said, man, I'm about to put a package together, son. Registered mail. You know what I mean? I'm gonna get all that proof of all that stuff being sent out, man, straight to the man himself. He said he wants all this stuff back. Cool. Render on the Caesar with the Caesars. Anything you still have, you know what I mean? A lot of people like to do accepted for value. Man, slide that shit out. Fuck that. Liquid assets or credits, tendering all public fundings. 1902 was the last one every 138 years. Hey, Six, when are you gonna do a freestyle freestyle live? Probably never. I haven't freestyled in a long ass time. Elon Musk is false. Well, yeah, Elon Musk is on some shit. We know you got bars. Man, if you want to hear any of my bars, you gotta go to my old music and my old videos. But yo, 100%, man. Like this whole entire thing, bro. If you got, this is what I say to you guys. All right. The social security number, bro. Anything you doing with the social, like if you still got accounts with the social open, yo, please get that shit taken care of before the end of the month. And anything, yo, any funds you got in that bad boy, bro. I like gold and silver. That's all I'm gonna say. I like gold and silver. Do what you must, but hey, you know what I mean? The Antichrist has the last name Gates. Well, nobody likes Bill Gates. They said it's supposed to be somebody that everybody loves and likes. I mean, Elon Musk is looking like, you know what I mean? He might be the guy. Maybe he changes his last name to Gates later. I don't know, yo. Who knows? I tell you what, though, this has been a wild ride, man. This has been a wild ride. Definitely. Ricky Ricks, he definitely got bars. Thank you. Thank you. But yeah, man, absolutely. It's been a wild ride, but just keeping an eye on everything that's going on. It's just amazing to watch. And you try to explain this to people. I was talking to a guy yesterday, and I was explaining to him. I was like, so I'm at like a little party with my couple of my friends, whatever I train with. So I go and I go to these things, you know what I mean? I don't expect a whole lot from everybody because everybody ain't on the same frequency, you know what I mean? But I go just to try to Hold on a sec. Accidentally knocked my headphones out. Yeah, we going to try to like blend in with the common folk, you know what I mean? Have some fun, talk, get a couple drinks, enjoy myself. I don't get too deep into stuff like this because that's not a conversation everybody can have. So it's levels to, you know what I mean, how you gotta roll when you're around other people. So I get to having a conversation and I go ask for some water because I'm a little thirsty. So I say, oh, can I get some water? So the lady says, yeah, let me go grab some. So she goes to get some water. And I stopped like, question, is that tap water? And she was like, no, it's actually filtered. I said, is it like what kind of filter is it? She said, oh, it's the filter on the refrigerator. I said, so does that remove fluoride? She says, probably not. Let me go get you a bottle of water. I said, thank you so much. So I'm talking to a guy right across from me. He's like, what's wrong with fluoride? I said, yeah. I said, bro, let me explain to you what's wrong with fluoride. So I started going into it. I was like, yo, there's never been any proven scientific test that fluoride is good for your teeth. He was like, well, that's impossible because if it wasn't good for your teeth, why would they put it in toothpaste? He literally told me this. I said, bro, I'm a patient guy. So I said, bro, listen, why did they make cars that go 150 miles an hour if the speed limit is 70 miles an hour? Why do they still sell cigarettes if they literally can give you cancer and freaking kill you? You know what I mean? Like, what kind of the logic? You know what I mean? Like, the logic is just is different. So I get to talk. I explain to him like, well, you got a point, man. That makes sense. That makes sense. But it's like, yo, like, nope. These are normal things people don't question. Like, dude, there's why do they offer fluoride-free toothpaste? Like, you could actually buy toothpaste without the fluoride. You know what I'm saying? I personally prefer charcoal toothpaste, but that's a whole different thing. What's the hold on, what's the link to that article about the Pope? Oh man, I wish you'd have asked me that 2 seconds sooner. I just moved it. Dude, you probably had to Google it. I don't have it up anymore. I literally just moved it out of the way so I could get to other stuff. You could probably just honestly just Google that shit though. It's being covered everywhere. It's not one of those things where it's hidden. You know what I mean? All right, so let's move on. Let's move on. Y'all guys, excuse me, my allergies bothered me a little bit today. Probably ain't drinking enough damn water. There we go. All right. So this here actually just recently happened. I thought this was interesting because I'm gonna bring this up to you guys. I want you guys' opinion on this. I thought this was very interesting. So apparently, this is recent. Um, a passenger lands a small plane in West Palm Beach. I was just in West Palm Beach after a pilot suffers medical emergency. So check this out.
With no flight experience landing a small plane in West Palm Beach, the pilot had suffered a medical emergency.
Can you imagine? He did it with the help of one very skilled air traffic controller. Gio Insignara is in the newsroom with that story. Gio.
JC, Eric, Robert Morgan says he was outside the tower reading a book on his break when he heard there was an unexperienced passenger flying a Cessna. Morgan is a flight instructor with 1,200 hours of flight under his belt and 20 years in tower control, so he knew he was the man for this specific job. He immediately got into the passenger's ear, trying to help him get down safely. Morgan says he had never flown this specific Cessna model, so he used a picture of the cockpit to guide the novice back down. When he asked the passenger what he was seeing, the passenger said he was just passing the shoreline near Boca Raton. Within moments, what seemed like a nightmare, now a thing of the past.
This is not the one I wanted to show you. Hold on. This is actually looks like this is old. Hold up. I gotta find it. Hold on a sec. Where is it at? Nah, this is old. I gotta find this. Yeah, this is months old. This isn't the one I wanted to show you guys. I actually saw it on Instagram, but I couldn't get it pulled up, so I had to like try to find it. All right, give me a sec. I'm gonna find this for y'all. Might be it right here. Here it is, right here. I got it right here. Yo, this is actually about like only 3 months old, but I just saw this. Take a look at this right here and listen to this kid's reasoning as to why he did this. Oh, let me move that out the way. All right, take a listen to this.
Exclusive video just into our newsroom minutes ago, our clearest picture yet of the landing. Pulled off by that passenger with absolutely no flight experience who grabbed the controls and landed the plane in West Palm Beach when the pilot had a medical emergency mid-flight over the ocean.
A medical emergency, whatever you want to call it, that don't explain the half-empty bottle of Jack Daniels I found in the cockpit. Everything's going good, though. And I look out the window, I noticed we were, like, nosediving towards the ground. And at first, I thought the pilot was just, like, fucking around with us. But then he didn't pull up. I'm like, holy shit, this might be the real deal. So I run to the cockpit, and homie is passed the fuck out. I'm like, nah, I'm not going down like that.
Yeah, hold on, man. This might be, I think this might be fake. There's no possible way. Hold on. Nah. That's not the one. Oh, I gotta find it. There's actually one where a kid actually landed a plane. Nah, man. I think that that's I think that one might have been fake. Nah. That's crazy. I saw it on Instagram, but I couldn't share it. Dude said basically he had played video games or something like that. That was crazy. All right, where we at here? They say going to Antarctica is like $20K trip, but that's public travel. I wonder how could it be done privately. Let me tell you something, bro. If you get anywhere near Antarctica privately, they are going to wipe you out. There's no possible way. There's a reason they're keeping everybody away from there. It's probably, I would say it's probably got something to do with some other life forms being there or something like that. I don't think it's, I honestly don't see how you could get there by yourself. You know what I'm saying? Although they have a treaty with all nations. Yes, they do have a treaty with all nations. People are so goofy towards the troops in plain sight. It's a Delta. Yep. Oh, registered mail is not enough. You need 13-digit barcode through a real international registry that is foreign to the U.S. Your proper sign of nature is required with a proper depot. Sheesh. Is that you gotta do all that just to send something to the Vatican? Damn. That's crazy. Dr. Bronner. What does that mean? If you have any questions, I've been an airline pilot for the last 23 years. Oh, really, really, really? So you've been a pilot. So let me ask you a question, right? When you're in a plane and you going, are you actually adjusting for the curve, or are you just, it's a flat plane? Because like we all know it's called a plane for a reason. So that's the question I have, Angela. I'm digging Zach from Geometry Effect News. He's actually encouraging people to get offline and hit the pavement. Love him or hate him. I'm digging it. Yeah, agreed. 100%. The Geometry Effect, I actually follow him. But yeah, the Geometry Effect is a pretty good one. I actually got one of my colleagues I actually study with. The hell was that all about? Give me a sec. Look, that light went out. I think I kicked it. My light just gave out. I need to get a new light. God damn. But anyway, so like I was saying, yeah, the Geometry Effect is dope because he literally goes into depth detail about the numbers, what they mean, and how a lot of these operations have the numerical values line right exactly up with what's going on, or different organizations. They actually tell you what organization is behind what operation too. So 47 and 33 and 13 are three numbers that come up a lot. So I actually noticed that. OMG, thank you. I make a car go more than the speed limit. Right. Like, I get the freedom, the free will and all that stuff. I get that 100%. But yo, come on now. Like, if they really cared about shit like that, that wouldn't be an even question. You know what I'm saying? They wouldn't sell cigarettes if they actually gave a damn about your health. So a lot of that stuff don't make sense. That was hilarious. And so, which one you talking about? Y'all, what y'all talking about? That's the one. I think she's talking about the one with the plane. Yes, that's the minimum. An airline pilot. Interesting. Yeah, I agree. That is interesting. Can you imagine though? Like, do people not question that? It's like we are all trapped in a cage, a giant cage. And you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy, Jules? The cage is actually mental. Like the cage is it's a mindset. Like people, yeah, slavery still exists, but it's a mindset now, man. Really. You know what I mean? It's people's minds that have them still enslaved. The fact that people don't actually want to research and study anything is what's keeping them enslaved. And that's what bothers me the most about it because, dude, if people would actually listen and absorb some of the knowledge and go look it up themselves instead of just dismissing it. Like you tell somebody something, they just dismiss that. Oh, yeah. But anyway, did you see the game? Like, yo, I'm trying to tell you something more important than the game and you don't care. You know, this could affect you in a positive way. Again, some people is just NPCs, I suppose. Facts. But yeah, the cage is mental, man. The cage is it's a mental cage, you know. And the mind is a lot like a parachute. It works the best when open. That's the best way I can describe it. Great question, A6. Thank you. He's a troll. He's a troll, bro. It's not real. Make videos like, yeah. I realized that afterwards. Like, hold on. He started cursing, saying, my MF this and MF that. Wait, the news wouldn't show this. Craziness. Honestly, I learned how to drive an automobile. It's the video game with the steering wheel, brake, gas pedal. Yeah. The simulation thing, like yo, the actual simulation can teach you, some things that can help you out, I suppose. Here's the answer to your question. It's a flat plane. We do not adjust the pitch of the aircraft for 8 degrees squared per mile. Right. Like, you know what I mean? And the crazy thing is, some people that were supposed to be like, yo, they called the flat earthers crazy or insane or something like that. There's actually one guy who actually got on a plane and he had his phone set to know if his phone adjusted for the curve, and he actually flew from one side of the earth to the other. He was like, interestingly enough, it didn't adjust. Yes, that's because we've been telling you the truth the whole time. You just don't want to accept it for some reason. They use a gyroscope for a reason. No such thing as a flat earth. Shit, go in. What you talking about? Go in, man. Let me hear your opinion. What is it? Red October. What's your opinion? Go in, yo. I'd like to hear your opinion. In Antarctica is the ice wall shelf that holds in the liquid that would be the oceans if they didn't want us to go past 60 degrees latitude. It holds the liquids that would be the oceans. So what do you think the purpose of that is, though? Is it some kind of like special, I don't know, not even a bacteria, but some kind of enzyme or something in the water that they don't want us to get? Maybe it's the key to triggering open the DNA or something. Like, what's the deal? I really want to know the answer to that. What's the secret about Antarctica? What up, Lamont? What's good? The deepest mind screwing is in the schools. Dude, listen, it's like, yo, the schools literally mold the brain into something so that, any information flows through those particular canals. So like trying to explain to something that canal actually should be facing this way, they're like, what? You know what I mean? Like there's no comprehension there. It's a whole different experience trying to explain that to people. The Tartarians, I've read briefly about the Tartarians. The Tartarians are supposed to be like another race of species that look human. Actually, they're really good looking, for what I understand. I could have sworn this one chick I saw on Instagram, she was a Tartarian. You can just tell by the way their eyes are shaped and their noses. They usually have really thin noses, and they're all really, really good looking, but they have similar facial features. But yeah, they're supposed to be there to help mankind, for what I heard, or from what I read a while ago. I never got deep into it, though. I always wanted to, because You ever look at people and just be like, yo, he don't look like why he doesn't look like a regular dude. He looks different. You know what I'm saying? Like not even just races of people, but like you can literally have like a specific look in one race. Like you can't tell a lot of times you can't tell a Filipino from a Mexican. They look really similar. Like, yo, yes, they're both of descendant of Spain and such, but you'll literally have those two people, and then you'll have somebody who's supposed to be like quote unquote a black or a black woman or something, or a black man that'll look very, very similar. And it's like, hold on, to me, that's like that symbolizes it could be a situation where there's a different mix of genes or DNA or something like that from like another species. That could be the case. I don't know, I think about shit like that. Possible. I let them stay lost. You know what, man? I try to explain once, and then if they say no, but this, I'm like, no, but you heard what I said, right? Yeah, I heard you. But okay, cool. I'm just gonna leave it at that because I'm not gonna burn my energy out trying to tell you what I read. You know what I mean, and direct you to where I've actually read it from when it's just gonna go fall on deaf ears. Deaf ears. That's just pointless. Can't waste your energy. Exactly. People just ignore that stuff. Yes, that's fine though. That's fine. I'm good with it. The hardest part is trying to blend in amongst the common folk. Like once you've been exposed to a certain amount of information, you can't go back and take the blue pill. Like, dude, like if I were to go to like a bar or something like that, I'm in that bad boy. I'm just looking around like, yo, all these people took the vaccine, yo. Yeah, I'm literally thinking about that in my head. Like, it probably is 3 people in this whole entire bar that didn't take the poke. I'm thinking like that, So it's like I can't engage in small talk with people. Like it's hard. It's hard trying to fit back in. But once you take the red pill, it's impossible to go back to the blue pill because you've been exposed to too much. That's why a lot of us like to hang amongst each other. We like to hang out with each other for that very purpose. We actually got something in Telegram where the nationals try to get together from different areas and hang out. Because like, talking to regular common folk at that point is like it's a waste on. It feels like a waste of time. You literally can have a group of 5. I've done this before. We had a group of 5 nationals from around different parts of Maryland. We met up in Columbia and we sat down at a table. We got beers. Dude, we was talking probably for like 3 hours. If somebody were to come to that conversation and like with an open mind and a pen and a pad, they would learn so much. We talked about gold, silver, trust, nationality, do not detain. Man, we ran the gambit of information. It was a lot of fun, but to me, that's what fun is, like an intellectual exchange now, That's my thing. When they get hit with it, they go, "Oh no!" It's a panic protocol activated button or something. In 1902, there's a lot of pictures of people with horse and cart, but on the other hand, there's a megalithic structures and cathedrals right beside them. Like who built? Yeah, agreed. The pizza pie map is a psyop. That map can easily be debunked. What you mean, y'all? What you mean by that? Go into that. I want to know what you're talking about with that, Gary. Hold that thought. Let me know what you're talking about with that. And the flight across northern hemisphere, all the flights across the northern hemisphere. Look up sky ice. Antarctica has ice that looks just like in the sky. In my opinion, you'll hit a wall full of sky ice. Understand our realities from divine creation. Evolution goes out the window. Yeah. It's more like I definitely believe there's an ice wall. From what I understand, it's called sky stone, though. So like there's only been, from last time I checked, this is about 8 years ago, I checked on this, and there's something called sky stone, and the consistency is 7.77% oxygen. It says the only known I think stone or something like that fell from the sky that has that consistency of oxygen, and what they call it is sky stone, and it literally falls from the sky. And they said there's only 13 pieces. That's what they said a while back. But they said it's very, very rare. It's priceless. If you get it, like, yo, you literally have to not tell anybody you had it because the fucking federal government will come take that shit. And they won't give you shit. They'll just take it. And you might get a man in black looking right directly into the focus pin type shit. Like you never saw this. But yeah, if you listen to a lot of those nursery rhymes, like the sky is falling, London Bridge is falling down, all that stuff, man. What is the other one? Ashes, ashes, we all fall down. Like a lot of those things are very, very ominous and dark. You know what I mean? But they have a telling of the future. You know what I'm saying? The sky is falling. The sky is falling. That's what they meant. They're trying to hide God. Dude, listen. Facts. 100%. And there's a picture that was put up of Elon Musk had used SpaceX program to launch up some kind of rocket in the sky. And when you see the rocket, you actually see the rocket taking off and you see a long stream. And yo, I used to think that this is like vapors coming from a rocket. Yo, somebody was like, yo, that's that rocket is scraping against the actual firmament. They're trying to escape. They're trying to get out for some reason. They're trying to get out. They know they're hiding in those caves and such. When whatever spirit, most high, whatever you believe in, comes back, the consciousness shifts and the people take control. They try to escape from what they had done to people. That's what they say. Like, yo, the reason they're trying to figure out how to get out is because they want to escape. Reason they have all these mountains with like caverns and stuff in them because they're hiding. He's talking about the title Flat Earth. I can agree. That flat circle map is not correct. Okay. So you're talking about the United Nations one? Is that what you're talking about, Gary? We live on flat, motionless plane. Waters above and below. I agree with that 100%, Jordan. Bill State National. Not going to be a one world government. Currently, the deep state is finished. The QFS is coming. The BRICS nations already go back. We are next. You think so? Hey, I would love to hear that, man. Hey, and we all know with the gold coming back comes the common law coming back. Common law will come back like that. Y'all hear about and I don't like to beat a dead horse, but did y'all hear about Chicago or Illinois? I hope y'all heard about that. We're gonna discuss it right now. We're gonna discuss that. We're gonna discuss that right now. Now, let me know what y'all think of this, because this is I have an opinion, but I don't know.
No matter what you're in the mood for, with the all-new Royal Christmas.
Shut the fuck up. Go back. Hold on. Here it is right here.
Starting.
All right, take a look at this.
Tomorrow, low-wage workers will get a raise, with the minimum wage going up to $12 an hour.
Nah, that's not the one. I hate when they do this, man. Like, I'm literally trying to find the one where they were talking about. This is crazy. Here it is. Here it is. I think this might be it.
As of January 1st, 2023, the following things will go into effect, and people need to be aware of this.
Think I hear music on that one. Let me try to chill on that too. I gotta find one where ain't no damn music on it. All right, let me try this one.
I can't even begin to tell you how dangerous this act is. First, it was passed in the middle of the night with 40 minutes to read an 800-page bill, which is unacceptable. As of January 1st, 2023, the following things will go into effect, and people need to be aware of this. It abolishes cash bail for almost every offense. This includes, but isn't limited to, kidnapping, armed robbery, second-degree murder, drug-induced homicide, aggravated DUI, threatening a public official, and aggravated fleeing and eluding. Offenders released on electronic monitoring have to be in violation for 48 hours before law enforcement can act. They could almost drive to Alaska before we can even look for them. It denies victims their constitutional rights. And keep this in mind, businesses and homeowners. Officers will no longer be able to remove trespassers from your residence or your businesses. Someone could decide to live in your shed, and all we can do is give them a ticket. You have to decide what level of force is required to remove them and whether or not it's legal. This is a massive threat to the residents of Orland Park, Cook County, and Illinois.
We can smell it. It's a bad stench of racism coming from that side of the aisle.
All right, guys. So according to Twitter,
all right. All right, so what y'all think, man? All of those supposedly crimes and such are supposed to be give me a sec, hold on. Excuse me. Are supposed to be non-detainable. Now, from what I had read, what that basically means is non-detainable means they can arrest the guys and they can take them to court straight to the magistrate. They can't just lock them up. Take them straight to a magistrate and then they're released back out immediately. Now, if you look at the Constitution, you're actually not supposed to get locked up and go straight to jail so they can process you. The reason those police agencies do that is so they can get paid for their for the arrest, so they can get their money for the arrest. They're supposed to take you straight to see a magistrate right away. So with that said, it's interesting how these things are working. You got the dollar about to collapse. The queen just died. And people are saying that the gold is coming back. Like, oh, is this the return to common law? Because under common law, you're supposed to be able to go straight to a magistrate. You know, a speedy trial is supposed to happen. Is that what's going on? And then what about even the U.S. citizens walking around with guns without a permit and shit like that? Is that non-arrestable too? Because if that's the case, it sounds more like the Constitution might be being reinforced. I don't know, man. I don't know. I can't say I have all the answers, but when you look at it from that standpoint as to what the Constitution actually says, they're not supposed to take you to the police station right away and leave you sitting there overnight and then take you to see a magistrate tomorrow when she wakes up. You're supposed to go straight to see that magistrate right away. They say, oh, the magistrate's not working right now. The magistrate is definitely on duty. That's how you get yourself the warrants to go kicking somebody's door at 3 a.m. You got to call her and get the okay and get her to sign off on it. So when they say that, I don't buy it. They put that form of knowledge you'll never use or barely use. Yep. I want to go to Antarctica now more than ever. Yo, hey, let me know if you decide to go. For real. If Earth were flat, you could fly straight up in the air and see any part of the planet. Okay, so you think the Earth is you think it's a globe? Is that what you think? Nah, he just means all waters needs a container and remains level. The world's ocean needs a container, which the container is Antarctica. Could be true too. Look up Gleason map. You'll see the ice wall that circles around the Earth. Gleason map. Let's take a look at that then. Yeah, I do see it. Yeah, this is interesting. Wow. Yeah, I've actually seen this map right here. This one right here, it actually has beyond the ice wall. Flat Earth map, big size, high resolution map. This is interesting. Wow. Let me show you. Hold on. I'm going to show you guys. Yeah, I've seen this map multiple times. They said Atlantis and all of those supposedly fantasy map lands or whatever like that are supposed to be on this map, and it's supposed to be real, but they're just beyond this ice wall. So take a look at it. So this is supposed to be right around here, Africa. That's supposed to be Australia. That's supposed to be United States of America. But then when you go out beyond that ice wall, there's a whole nother set of lands right here. See, look at that. They call it the Montane Ring. Inside the Montane Ring and between the ice walls and Montane Ring, there's other land masses. But then if you go beyond that, there's more land. And then outside, they call the Walls of Asgard. The Frozen Zen Wastes. Dude, this is crazy. The Sea of Shadows. Like, dude, you feel me? Like, oh, that's crazy. The Scorched Wastes. So this is supposed to be hot. And that's supposed to be cold opposite. See, look. Dude, I got to get my hands on this. This is dope. They actually call this Asgard over here. Right over there beyond the, what is this called? The Montane Ring. They call that Asgard. Can you guys see that? I think you could. Yeah, you can see it. That's interesting. the Gleason map. I'm gonna have to get this. It's $100-something, but dude, that might be worth the money. That is interesting. I like stuff like that. Good looking out on that, Angela. There's no proof that Antarctica is an ice wall keeping the water in. I mean, there's no proof the Earth is round either, though, if you want to be technical. See, that's the thing. Like when we start talking about globe Earth and flat Earth, oh yeah, there's no proof. Like but you can't prove. This is not to attack anybody at all. I'm just throwing it out there. Like people say but y'all can't prove that it's flat, but you can't prove that it's round either. And the thing about that is, they'll be like, oh, well, you can see the NASA maps. The NASA maps are completely CGI. So let's get that out. That's knock that out the box. That's gone. The NASA maps are completely CGI. That is gone. Don't even use that excuse anymore. So then you got to get creative. What after that do you have to prove that it's round? You see what I'm saying? I hear people make a case that it's flat and not the shape that they're telling us it is. You see what I'm saying? But the fact that it could be a globe, there's literally, it's the same thing to me. It really comes down to theory. Ancient maps have the name Tatari, where Northern Asia is. Really? Isn't that what a guy who ended up at the airport and he was trying to get back to his country and nobody ever heard of his country, and he took out a map and pointed to it. They said it was actually Asia or something like that. And then they actually, I think the CIA or somebody came to detain him. When they detained him, they took him to the hotel room and tried to figure out where he's from. Then they came back and he was gone. He mysteriously disappeared. Is that what they were talking about? The Tatari? If people understood, wait a minute, hold on, let me move this out of the way so I can see. If people understand how consciousness shapes reality, that's bad for the system. We are co-creators with reality. I agree with that. It's the point of no return. Don't throw your pearls among swine. Can't waste energy on those who don't want to know the truth. Agreed 1,000%. We come from the dirt. Depending on where you are, it's a different color. Facts. Oh man, I'm way behind on these comments. God damn. How the hell did I do that? Sheesh. I don't know if I'll be able to catch up to y'all. It's pointless 100%. I know why they call them sheep. You tell them to avoid the slaughterhouse, they be like, bah. That's facts. All water needs a container. When did that become a rule? What you mean, man? Like, it makes sense. Like, when did that become a rule? I mean, that kind of makes sense to me. I mean, I get the theory that Earth is a globe and gravity is actually holding the water onto the Earth. But the thing about it is, there has been no scientific explanation that has been able to explain the actual force of gravity itself. Like science still has yet to answer for that. The force of gravity itself has not been determined or discovered. They can say it exists, and they can say all planets have a little bit of gravity. Certain ones have different levels, which I've heard that theory too before. But science has not been able to explain gravity itself. You know what I mean? Ashes, the Twin Towers. Look up flight documents in their documentary they have for the resume. They use a flat stationary plane. Divine creation has nothing to do with the Earth being flat. Why would God make the Earth flat if God even exists? See, yeah, that's you're basically talking for. So I'm guessing you believe in evolution then. Because, like, if you're saying that there's possibly no creator, if there possibly isn't a creator, you see what I'm saying? You're saying that evolution basically happened. So, simple question is this, all right? If man evolved from monkeys and apes, why are there still monkeys and apes? I just throw that question out there. If there's supposed to be an evolution that took place, and we supposedly, from what the theory is, came from apes, why are there still monkeys and apes walking around? Shouldn't they be, quote unquote, evolved into what you would call a man or human? You see what I'm saying? Just put it out there. We got to ask the questions. If God could be hidden, then God ain't God. It might not be that simple though, bro. It might not be that simple. Like, a lot of people think God is just a man in the sky pulling the strings. It might not be that simple. Now, I would still stand by the fact that God could be anything. God could be energy. This could be a simulation. God could be a computer. God could be within us. Who